Vedeshangavadakrmopanishade Ayandiyam Samaga Yanahamaste Manasa Pashyantiyam Syantam Navidasura Surana Devaya Tasmai Start 14th chapter onwards, please. Shri Bhagavan Uvache Param Bhuya Pravakshami Jnananam Jnanamuttamam Yadgyatva Munayas Sarve Param Siddhim Ito Gataham Idam Jnanamupasritya Mama Sadharmyamagataha Sarge Pinopajayante Pralayena Vyathanti Cha Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Param Bhuya Pravakshami Jnananam Jnanamuttamam Yadgyatva Munayas Sarve Param Siddhim Ito Gataha Idam Jnanamupasritya Mama Sadharmyamagataha Sarge Pinopajayante Pralayena Vyathanti Cha. Now the 13th chapter is over. Today, Friday, 13th. 13th Friday, no, is a bad thing they say in Western tradition. Black Friday. See that? A very auspicious day, 13th chapter is over. Okay? So from that you can appreciate what is this. This is exactly superstition. 13th. So there are some floors, there are no 13th floor. Some airlines will not put 13th row because people will not take it. In Nanak, Guru Nanak, there is a story about him. When he was a young boy, he was working in a grocery shop. And this grocery shop started losing money. The owner wanted to know why the grocery shop losing money. Well, it's good business, but why the money is lost? Then he kept the staff in the shop under surveillance, and he discovered this Nanak, he was responsible for the loss. Why? Because he was a great devoted boy. From childhood onwards he had that devotion to God, whatever. So when he will be selling, he is supposed to measure it and put it. Measure it and put it. Then he started counting. 1, 2, 3, 4 in Hindi, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10th, 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13. The tera in English, tera in Hindi, not only 13, tera also it means yours. So the moment he moves into that mode of tera, 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 it's all yours, it's all yours, it's all yours, O God, it's all yours, O God. He gets intoxicated with that idea, it's all yours. Na kuch mera, nothing mine, tera, all yours. Tera, 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 he doesn't go to 14, he doesn't go to 14th. So tera, tera, tera. Now, he loses the business. So the same word, 13, tera, can be so auspicious. Can make somebody truth or God or self-intoxicated. Tera, it's all yours, O Lord, nothing is mine. Magrudha kasya siddhanam, as in the Upanishad will come. Magrudha, may you never covet in life. Why? Kasya dhanam, whose it is, all belongs to God. Even the other day, I was reading a very simple, sounds very romantic, but such a beautiful statement. The man tells his wife, look, I'm really going to work hard now. We shall be rich within a few years. And the wife says, don't say that. We are already rich because we have each other. After a few years, we'll have some more money. You understand that? If that is the attitude with which people can live, human relationship, so beautiful. How much can you grab in life? How much? And none of these things respond. Money doesn't respond, house doesn't respond, car doesn't respond. That's why in a marriage, when dowry becomes the consideration for the marriage, how sickly it becomes. You get married because you get a ton of gold. You get married because the person has a good job. The man or woman makes no difference. Material considerations. Of course, material considerations must be taken into account. But more important than material consideration is personal relationship. Are you tuned to each other? For the sake of money, you don't mind disturbing the person emotionally. For the sake of little comfort, you understand how gross people are. For the sake of little physical privilege, you destroy an emotional or intellectual or called the highest, the spiritual, where the self, the truth, the God rules, is completely neglected. Why? Money. Just for the physical body, just for the physical material wealth, person destroys. So when you say, Tera, it's all yours, O Lord, nothing is mine. So Mahagrudha, never covet whose it is. That is the attitude with which somebody lives. So the same language, Tera, is it so? Is it superstitious? I mean, is it inauspicious or auspicious? Depends upon you. And that is what we shall see now. This particular chapter begins now. What is there to say more? Already everything has been discussed. But this chapter begins now to give you more elaborately on gunas. Because we saw in this chapter, Sankhya, Kshetra, Kshetragya Yoga, where it is a Prakrutya Kriyamanani, the last 2-3 verses before you saw that all the actions are done by the Prakriti, Guna. Guna, Guneshu Vartante, it shall come here. What is these gunas? What is the Prakriti? What is the nature of the body? What is the nature of the creation? If you clearly appreciate it, then you shall not be affected by it. Very nicely Shankara comments. I will explain to you 5-6 things, very nice. Prakritistatvam guneshu cha sangaha sansara karanamiti uktam. What is sansara karanam? What is the cause of this bondage? Prakrutistha guneshu sanga. Guna Sangha. When you associate yourself, identify yourself with the attributes of the body, attributes of the sense organ, attributes of the mind, attributes of the world, you get affected. Like the car is speeding 200 kilometers per hour. And if you say, I came 200 kilometers per hour. When you say, I came 200 kilometers per hour, it's not you, it's the car which is running. But if you drag that to yourself, will be panting after reaching? With 200 kilometers per hour I am panting. Can you say that? Can you say that? Nor can you say, I am the managing director. Hey, you are occupying a position. The position enjoys the power, not you. The day you retire, the power will belong to somebody. Both way, negative, positive. Both way you can drag everything onto yourself. You are taking the power of the body. Let's say youth, I'm young. And the same body is old. If you have dragged the youth to yourself, you cannot escape dragging the old age to yourself. You can't be selective. If you take the credit for an action, you have to take the discredit for something. No choice. So Guna Sangha. So the bondage is not being with the body, listen carefully, but identifying with the body. A simple example you can take. Think. By falling into water you sink, or by staying in the water you sink. Do you drown by falling into water or staying in water? Nobody drowns by falling into water. If you know swimming, around. If you don't know swimming, you drown. So staying in the water you drown, not falling in water. Staying with this body, identifying with the body, you suffer, not being with the body. Being with the thought, you don't suffer. But identifying with the thought, you suffer. Are you getting that point, please? So, that there is a body is not a problem. That there are thoughts is not a problem. That there is a creation is not a problem. That there are gunas are not a problem. When you identify with it, it's a problem. There is a guna sangha. Associating, identify. So, observe every moment in life. The moment you get into a problem, moment there is a crisis, moment there is a conflict, look at yourself. Can you stand apart and still suffer? You cannot. If you are suffering, you have fallen into it. Are you getting that? Continuous observation. Study is not confined to classes. 1 hour Upanishad class, half an hour meditation class. Exercise is different. That is a physical exercise. Physical exercise you don't have to do continuously. Understand? You don't have to do physical exercise continuously. Half an hour you do. Whole body, whole day it is effective. Understand the difference. There is the difference between physical exercise and your thinking. In a physical exercise, for a day you have worked. For half a day you do that job. You are doing your exercise, heavy exercise, you do it. Rest of the day your body is wonderful, no problem at all. You do heavy exercise, you swim, you climb, you run, you go on a, what is that called, your, you walk on that? Treadmill. You go on the treadmill. No problem, absolutely no problem. But for a whole day you have got your exercise. Listening to half an hour, you don't get the whole day exercise. Why? Continuously you have to remember. If you forget, any moment you forget, you get into trouble. It's like a driving. When you are driving, continuously you drive and continuously are awake. You cannot afford to close your eyes even for a moment. You close your eyes for a moment, you are dead. You hit. So the teaching is not half an hour in a day, 1 hour in a day, 5 days meditation camp, 10 days looking at the wall. In 10 days looking at the wall, if you are not getting into problem because you are not interacting, so that's not a solution. The moment you start interacting, you are in trouble. Half an hour sitting down in the class, if there is no trouble, it is because you are not interacting. You get out, my chapel you are touching. Second World War. Just think of it. It's like, you understand. So the moment you listen to that, just like the same example you can take in other way. Falling into water, you do not drown. Staying in the water, you drown. Listening to these things, you don't get released. Staying in this. Staying in this. All the staying power, all times. Who am I? In that total awareness, 365 days. 24, 365. Then only you will be released. You cannot say, now that I am enlightened, I can do anything. Try. You will be in deep trouble. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You have to be conscious all the time. And to be conscious is not a tiring, exhausting affair. It's absolutely effortless. To be conscious, what should you do? There's nothing to do. So please see that. Guna Sangha brings you bandha. Losing yourself, identifying yourself in the body, everything brings a bandha. So body is not to be scandalized. Body is not to be criminalized. Thoughts are not to be held responsible. Hold yourself responsible because you are the one who is creating the trouble. The I thought, individuality. So when you see, that is what you have to recognize for yourself. So he says, I shall tell you now, sansara karanam iti guneshu sangha iti sansara karanam. Guna is not the cause of your bondage. Guneshu sangha is the cause of the bondage. Having the riches is not the pride or arrogance. Identifying the riches, I am rich, that makes you arrogant because riches are not arrogant. I am arrogant. The knowledge is not proud. I am proud of knowledge. So it depends on I. You drag everything onto yourself. Your body is in a particular shape. Think, your body is in a particular shape. Your nose is like that, eyes are like that, ears like that, like that. Does the body feel ugly or you feel ugly? The body feels handsome or you feel handsome? Does the body feel young or you feel young? Does the body feel old? Body has no feeling. Deho na janati. Body does not know. You identify the body, this is how the body should be. This is what you shall learn in this chapter. Guna guneshu vartante. This is how body is. So don't say, this is how the body should be. If you want to make it, make it. No, my eyes are more, my nose is like that. Okay, you want to make it curved, make it curved. If you like it, choice is yours. But don't say that will make you wonderful, because that will make the body wonderful, not you. You shall be as ugly as ever. By living in a beautiful house, does the person become beautiful? Then presidential palace, all beautiful people will stay. Just think of it. Driving a great Ferrari, Maserati, will you become a great person? The company's testing drivers are also driving those cars. Appointed. They are appointed as the test drivers. So they are driving those type of cars. So are they all wonderful people? Understand. Body by itself has no sense of conflict. Nor your eyes, your senses, nor your thoughts, nor the gunas. Now we shall say, Prakriti, guna, all this we shall say, how? Kasmin guna, iti uktam, kasmin gune katham sangaha. Kasmin guna, what are these gunas? Katham sangaha, what is association, identification with the guna? Keva gunaha, what are these gunas? Katham bate badhnati iti. How do they apparently bind you or you feel bound by them? Katham sangha. How is the association? Acha, iti. Then katham ba gunebhya mokshanam katham syat. How do I get out of the bondage from this guna? And again, muktasya lakshanam. And how do I know I am free from guna? Gunatita. Like a sthita prajna, bhakta, now you shall see gunatita. All one and the same. Are you getting that? Sthita prajna, one who is abiding in himself. Bhakta, one is devotee. We saw that in 12th chapter. Now it shall come gunatita. How do I know I have transcended the gunas? Please let me know. So all these things will come. Kasmin gune katham sangaha. How do I get involved in the guna? How the association begins. Keva gunaha. What are the gunas? Katham bate bandhanati. How do they bind me or I feel bound by the gunas? Mokshanam katham syat. How do I become free from the hold of the gunas? Muktasya kim lakshanam. What is the test by which I shall know I am free from these gunas? Iti bhaktavyamiti arabhyate. Now this chapter begins. We shall see where, how you get bound and what it means to be liberated. So, Bhagavan said, Param bhuya pravakshyami. Hey Arjuna, bhuya pravakshyami. Again I shall speak. Why are you speaking again and again same thing? Is that? Again I shall say. Yes, what is that? You are absolute. But that's what you told. All right. If you say, why are you telling again and again I am absolute? Okay. Did you, after you listen to you are absolute, did you ever by chance come back to your relative level and say you are the body again? Did you identify? Yes, you need it. If you don't fall back, you don't need it. If you fall back, you need it. And if you don't fall back also, you need it. Why? Strengthening that idea. Bondage is unconscious falling back into the identification. And that has been so strong for a long, long time. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Wrong ideas, wrong notions. You are literally drowning in that. The whole conditioning, the thought is embedded in you. The person even cannot believe that I am the happiness, I am the absolute. That language doesn't touch a chord inside. Average person, infatuated by the sense-object world, either frustrated or infatuated. I cannot have it, frustrated. I don't want to get out of it, frustrated and infatuated. Both ways the person is suffering. So to get that mind out of it, to help him to understand himself, again and again it is repeated. Pauna punyena sravanam kuryat. Pauna punyena sravanam kuryat. Again and again you must listen until it becomes effortless. In Shastra Vichara, in the investigation of the scripture, repetition is not a dosha, it is a guna. Repetition, abhyas, they call it abhyas. Abhyas means repetition. Repeating about that you are happiness, you are the absolute, you are happiness, you are the absolute is not a dosha, is not a limitation. It's a guna, it's a blessing. In other subjects, repetition is a dosha. The first chapter, first page, capital of India is Delhi. Second page, capital of India, Delhi. Third page, capital of India. Will you purchase that geography book? What nonsense. Same thing. What shall you say? Wrong printing. Why same thing is repeated again and again? But in this case, it is a guna. So many different words, but they are pointing out same thing. Whether you are talking sthita prajna, you are talking bhakta, you are talking gunatita, all one and the same thing. But from different standpoints. You are talking about yourself. Other than the three bodies, other than the three avasthas, other than the three gunas, from different dimensions. So you relate it to yourself. Absolute is one, relative billions. So from any standpoint you can go. That is why so versatile. No subject remains a taboo when you are revealing the truth for himself, for the person. So now, let's see. Bhuya param bhuya pravakshyami. I shall tell you. Why and what are you going to tell me? This is known as the little pep talk. What shall you tell me? Jnananam jnanam uttamam. Uttamam jnananam uttamam jnanam. Among the knowledge, the best knowledge I will give you. What were you doing so long? You can ask, God is, what is this? Jnananam jnana uttamam. I shall give you the best among the knowledge. So far what? Better, slower. Ordinary knowledge you are giving. Now uttamam jnanam. 13th chapter, then what are the khyatra kshetra lakshanam? Jnanam you are talking about. So that is not good. This is the best. Jnanam uttamam jnanam. I shall give you the best knowledge. Now I shall give you. Listen. It's like you come to my house. I will give you the best sweet. You come, I will give you the best sweet. Then I give you one sweet, one chocolate. Then I say, chocolate, Belgian, not Indian Cadbury, Belgian. Stomach is not going to understand Belgian Swiss chocolate, Belgian chocolate, Indian chocolate. Chocolate, it has to digest. But you are given same thing in a different form. Nothing more than that. Come here, I'll give you the best food. What is that? Biryani, fried rice, carbohydrate. Same rice, but in a different form. Oh, and you also enjoy it. Very nice. You enjoy. Your stomach is wise. It knows only carbohydrate. Your tongue is otherwise. Are you getting that? You are the stomach. The stomach is wise because stomach doesn't care for fried rice, this rice, that rice, carbohydrate, carbohydrate, carbohydrate. But your tongue says, "Woo, nice food." Other than human being. The tongue is human being. Stomach is Brahman. Simple equation. If you don't understand, you can jump into the wherever you want. Okay, as simple as that. Understand? Jnananam jnana uttamam is just to attract the attention. I'll tell you the best. And what is that jnanam? Shankara, now he goes one step to explain. When he says jnananam jnana uttamam, don't think about jnanam means amanitvadinam jnananam iti jnana uttamam. No. Don't say it's better than amanitvam adambitvam. Because what did he say there? Etad jnanam iti proktam amanitvam adambitvam ahimsa kshanti ardha, the 20 values you saw. See, that is also jnanam. So it is better than that. You are not talking about that type of knowledge. That is absolute knowledge. Jnana means yajnadi yogadi karma. Yajna yagadi karma. All these type of different types of knowledge you got, rituals and positions and all that type of stuff. That is what we are talking about. Better than all other objective knowledge about one's own self. I shall give you jnana uttam yad jnatva. Knowing which, and this knowledge, knowing which, sarve munayah itaha param siddhim gataha. These people, itaha asmad dehavandanat urdhvam gata. Knowing which, sarve munayah mananashilavan, people who have contemplated on this knowledge, what I am going to share with you, Arjuna, by contemplating on that reality, people, itaha deha vandanat urdhvam gata. They have gone beyond this limitation of body, thought, sense organ, whole creations, everything. Why? Because they are already free from it. So now, please understand, the body doesn't bind you, you got yourself identified. So release is not removing the body, but dropping your identity. So bondage, liberation is whose hand? God's hand. It's all yours. If you say you don't want it, Who shall force it on you? Think. Please think. Do you like this chocolate? No. So what is your problem of sugar? Nobody gives you chocolate. You sneaking in, sneaker. Okay? You sneaking in and sneaker. Then what happens? In the presence of other people, you don't eat. In the absence of everybody, you are eating. Then everybody starts wondering, how did you get sugar from the air? You are quietly eating it. In the presence of everybody, Barlame, please Vango, please come. How are you? Are you okay? Beautiful behavior. In personal life, Rakshas. Angry, short-tempered, jealous. In public, it's different face. In private, when talking to another person, that's what you can see. Heavily angry. But the person whom you don't want him to see, my God, look at that fellow. Don't disturb it. It's a mosquito or a bird? What, you cannot see, you're right in front of my... Don't touch it. You see that size? Export quality. My God, my God. No, it's not a joke. And he has taken full blood. Abba. Any good boy, let him be there. Yes, it's a very rare bird. He's so big, my God. Ishvara. All these fellows have their own places, what to do. So don't say mosquito should not be there. The mosquito will be there. You put the net. Don't say mosquito should not be there. You put the net. Mosquito should be there because without mosquito, there will be no cross-pollination. These female mosquitoes go for the fruit juice and human blood. Male mosquitoes go for the fruit juice. They are vegetarian. Okay? We need mosquitoes. Not only for the flowers and other things. Suppose you are in a battlefield and you are feeling asleep. Suppose there are 20 mosquitoes. They'll keep you wide awake. Absolutely no problem. You are, the whole night you are on the guard. Okay? You can't fall asleep. So everything, and examples where do you get? Without mosquitoes, how do you get example? Mosquito is the example for bad boys. No, I'm not telling a joke. The flatterer is compared to a mosquito. Flatterer is compared to a mosquito. What does the mosquito behavior? The mosquito behavior is, it will come. First it will sing around your nose, Gayati. You start singing song in your ears. Then Khadati, Prusthemamsa. Then goes back to the unreachable place, it will sit down and bite you. You go this way, he is happy here. Just like a flatterer will come and fall at your feet. Go around, talk everything wonderful. Then kill you. Like a flatterer. That is the mosquito. Examples are also needed. No. Anyway. So that there is a mosquito is not a problem. That there is a guna also is not a problem. That there is a body is not a problem. So to be liberated, to be free, I don't have to dismiss anything in this universe. Only one thing, myself. Know what it is. I must know how to make myself free. Because if I say no identification, who can force it on me? Come on, try. You say no and see who frees it on you. Who forces it on you. Think. And identifications, please. Society might have unconsciously forced upon you, imposed upon you. My son, my daughter, my husband, my wife, my child. When you are suffocated by that, you start growing out of it. Then start playing the role of a husband, role of a wife, role of a child, role of a friend, role of anything you like. That is why this knowledge is so such a great blessing. The knowledge should not destroy you, condemn you to that particular role. But our conditioning is strong like that, Two fellows are playing football, two groups are playing football, religious group. Let us say two different beliefs, Two different beliefs, they are playing football. So there are fans, just like you have got fans for Manchester United and Liverpool and all that stuff. Then you have got also fans for this group. Who? Religious fanatics, followers. This religious group, that the football game is going on. There is one person sitting down there, when whoever, now this A side scored the goal, he clap, 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 clap. The B side scored the goal, he also clap, clap, clap. Then this person is telling, whom are you supporting? He said, I am supporting the game. Then the two friends said, atheist. This is the danger of religion. If you support the game, you are atheist. You must suppose the God. How pathetic. What has happened to the world today? Anyway, so, param siddhimito gataha yadgyatva, knowing which munaya mananshilavahan, contemplating, reflecting people, contemplating on this reality, they have gone beyond this sense of bondage from the body. By going beyond this bondage, what happened to them? Idam jnanam such a line, Idam jnanam upasritya, hey Arjuna, upasritya, by resorting to this knowledge, idam jnanam upasritya, language, underline, mama sadharmyam agata, they have become one with me. Mama sadharma, sadharmyam, sadharma, Ishwarasya dharmam agata, become one with the God, one with the Ishvara, one with the creation. In fact, we are always one with the creation. In between, because of the ignorance, we feel the separation, therefore isolation. When you know the truth, again you are back into the same oneness. As in ignorance, we are one with the creation. With a false knowledge, we are separate from the universe, separate from the creation, separate from the God. With the knowledge of the Absolute, back to square one, where oneness again prevails. In the ignorance-born oneness, the child's oneness with the creation, born of innocence, is facilitated by ignorance. Therefore, when the ignorance starts going about relative world, the person gets relative knowledge, now the individual picks up identity. Now this identity, that I am a son of my so-and-so, daughter of my so-and-so, PhD, FRCS, all that stuff, is part of the ignorance cycle. And because of that individuality, now he feels himself separated, isolated from the creation. Now tired of this isolation, separation, he must know about himself. When he knows about himself, nothing is dismissed, nothing is renounced, nothing is given up, but his sense of identity is given up. He is with himself. Now again, the same body is part of the whole creation. Previously, it was because of ignorance. That is why you got into a mess. Now that oneness is because of the knowledge, there is no hope of returning to ignorance again. That is the beauty. Every individual has the capacity to go back to the same root, same source. This is knowledge. But instead of doing that in the name of religion, what do you do? So many different practices. Do this, do this, do this, do this. You shall get it, you shall get it. Always in future tense. How successfully we have destroyed human beings when you are aware of yourself. Understand? Mama sadharmyam agata. When Krishna says, suppose call it Krishna, call it God, when he says, you are one with me, where is the... Now, which one you like? Just think of it. Simple things you see, simple behavior. Forget gods and forget the totality, infinity, absolute, forget it. As human beings, which person you like? I have a palace. I have billions with me. I say, come on, be with me, enjoy. Another person says, I am in palace, but you are in another house. always separate. You can stay in my estate, but you can't enjoy the activities of mine. How do you like it? The kings have no. Inside the palace guest houses, outside guest houses. Outside guest houses for not very near and dear ones, strangers. Inside guest house. So, how do you like it? When you are invited to the party, Bhagavan says, Mama sadharmya agata, becomes one with me. You cannot stand apart. Even if you want to stand apart, you cannot stand. That's the beauty of this knowledge. Shall I go into this, or shall I go into some exclusive God who shall never be reached? I have to be a permanent believer in that. And I have to protect the belief. Belief doesn't protect me. That is why people become fanatic. Understand? How unfortunate it is. People become fanatic. You hold on to that belief, you become fanatic. Sadharmya Mahagata. When you say one with Ishvara, are you the only one? Everybody is divine. Everybody is as divine as everybody else. Mama Sadharmya Mahagata. Therefore, what is the Sadharma? Every time you can't go to that, again I have to go the whole thing. No, you know what it is. Sadharmya Mahagata, meaning the totality. What is that? Mattah parataram kinchit nanyadas dhananjaya. Here there is nothing other than me. Para prakriti, apara prakriti. Panchamahabhutani, manobuddhi ahankar, vinna prakriti rashtada. Yam apara prakriti. The whole elemental universe, the gross body, mind, intelligence, all together, ahankar. Apara prakriti. Itastu anyam. Whatever is beyond this, whatever is left out, para prakriti. Viddhime prakriti param. Hey Arjuna, jiva bhutam mahavaho. And this para prakriti, jiva bhutam, in every person, yaya idam jagat dharyate, by which the whole universe is sustained. So when you talk about para prakriti, apara prakriti, is a macrocosm you are talking about. No individual can stand apart. Sadharmya magata. You are one with God. Like a drop of water. Isolated, a drop inside Pacific Ocean. Understand? Sadharmya magata. What is the ocean? Even a drop also is a part of it. Can you believe that? Just because you are living with a body apparently independent, apparently, if you really look at it, there is nothing independent about this body. Can it move above the earth? The clay has to hold in, literally clay feet. You can't walk above the earth. So the earth has to sustain you. Water, of course water is needed. Heat is needed for sustaining this body. Air, let's not talk about it. Space, you carry it, wherever you carry it, or you move in space. So what is this body now? Just because it has a shape, it's such illusory perception. Just because it has a shape, you think it's different from the universe? Just because it's an iceberg, do you think it's different from water? That is what the physicists are getting knocked out. What you consider as solid object are fastest moving particles. If you can grasp that, why is it difficult to know about yourself? Who you are is already existing. Thought, consciousness. In one place, para, apara, both are there. Everybody is the ideal representation of para prakriti, apara prakriti. Sadharmya magata. You are one with the total universe. When your mind revels in that type of infinite dimension, can you fight with for one laddu? Huh? Then playfully, why not fight for a laddu? The game is yours. In this game, for the wise, nobody dictates term. But if you are otherwise, you feel resisted. Oh, how can you tell me what am I supposed to do? What's wrong if you can fall in line? When you're a wise person, why can't you fall in line? If you think you are so wonderful, fall in line. Do this, okay, do this. Alone, what should I do? Don't ask anybody. You do what you want to do. Choice is yours. Can you take that type of freedom? That is where comes your understanding of yourself, avoiding yourself. Mama sadharme magada. You become like God walking the earth. Only thing is, difference is, from the absolute standpoint, one and the same. Body will be just one body. Sense organs limited. Thought also will be limited. But from the absolute standpoint, immortal, nitya, sarvagata, sthanu, achala, sanatana. So that is what it is. Always reveling in the absolute, living with the relative. Being in meditation, living with the perceptions. Being the changeless, living with the changes. Mama sadharam, sargepi, such people, when they become one with me, sargepi nopajayante, pralayena vyathanticha. Sargepi nopajayante. When the creation begins, cycle after cycle, nopajayante, they are not born again. Pralayena vyathanticha, or when the whole thing is a cosmic dissolution, the person is not affected. If you cannot grasp that cosmic dissolution and the cosmic beginning of this universe, in the cyclical beginning of the universe, forget it. Your own body. In your situations in life, pralay sargepi nopajayante, new situations are born. You are not born into the situation. That situation comes to an end. Pralayena vyathanticha. You are not affected by the changes. In your life, there is a continuous srishti, sthiti, pralaya. Are you getting that point, please? In your life, there is a continuous srishti, sthiti, laya. Our class has started. Now continuing will end. Oh, this class should not end. You may pray. I will never pray that. You understand? Yes, srishti, sthiti, laya, continuous. Food. You are now after this, you will go to the dining hall. Begins. Sarge begins. Sthiti continues. Food also comes to an end. When you are going to eat food, the eater is not born because you are with yourself. So when the eating is over, there is nobody to miss the eating. Why? As much needed, that much I ate. Just think of it. Can you put it every moment of your life? Every moment. Srishti, sthiti, laya. Any situation comes up. Now I am seeing, the seer is not born. Now I am hearing, the seer is not dead. I continue. The sense of being continues. That is why continuous meditation. Sarge vinopajayante, pralayana, or you can take it from the total standpoint, the whole universe, cyclical. Suppose it begins, it doesn't begin with it. Pralayena vyathanticha. Suppose it comes to an end, makes no difference. The body begins, makes no difference. Now going to end, also makes no difference. Why? Aham, ajo, nitya, saswata, purana. Immortal, absolute. One with the God. Just like the wave is not afraid of dying in the ocean, the dust is not afraid of losing itself in the womb of universe. Individual is not afraid of losing itself in Ishvara consciousness, whichever we like. There is no janma, mrityu, srishti, laya, no creation, no dissolution, no birth, no death. Only one thing is existing all time. Apparent birth and death, enjoy it, no problem. Having told this, then he says, how it comes into manifestation. Read. Mama yoni mahad brahma tasmin garvam dadhamyaham Sambhava sarvabhutanam tato bhavati bharate sarvayonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavantiyaha tasam brahma mahadyonihi aham bija pradapita mama yoni mahad brahma tasmin garvam dadhamyaham sambhava sarvabhutanam tato bhavati bharate sarvayonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavantiyaha tasam brahma mahadyonihi aham bija pradapita. So he says, Mama sadharme mahagata, it becomes one with me. Now, this is where comes the need for the appreciation of the samashti, totality, the macrocosm, sarvam, call it anything you like. Individual, total, vyashti, samashti. Vyashti, individual, please understand. Even though we start with vyashti, samashti, individual, total, in reality, when you say total, can the individual exist separately? Can you say total and individual? What are you talking? Can you say body and the nose? Please come for dinner. Tonight I am inviting you. Please come for dinner. Yeah. Bring your stomach also. Is it necessary? Don't forget your nose, you know. Is it necessary? When I say come, your body includes the whole body. There is no body and nose, body and eye. You can see that principle everywhere. You don't say flower and the petal. Huh? When you say flower, can you say and the petal? This is God. Flower and the petal, you cannot say. When you say God is not one name with one form. Samashti, already remember all that. When you say is not one name with one form, the totality, then can you say and? So sweet. Ishvara. How did this all appearances? We have seen the creation. I am not getting into that. Here it is more an understandable form. I mean understandable means like an example which people will understand. Mama yoni mahad brahma. Mahad brahma is hiranyagarbha, the total subtle body. The prakriti, call it prakriti now. In the whole prakriti, mama yoni, my womb, is like a creation, creativity, imagery is given. Tasmin garbham dadamyam. I impregnate. I as the Purusha, Chaitanya, the consciousness in my presence, this Prakriti is impregnated. Meaning, Prakriti creates everything in the presence of the Purusha. Like your dream. For the dream to begin, listen carefully, for the dream to be projected, you must sleep. Ignorance must be there. Then only the projection. But for the projection to begin, knowledge must be there. Without the knowledge, what projection? Knowledge must be covered with ignorance. Then only projection will begin. The rope to be projected as a snake, The knowledge of the rope must be covered by the ignorance of the rope. If you see the rope as it is, no problem. Don't see the rope at all, no problem. But see the rope, don't recognize the rope, something will come. That is jnana ajnana. If you see yourself as you are all pervasive, no problem. Don't see at all as in deep sleep, no problem. See and don't see, problem. And it's not individual's projection, the creation begins. The total projection. It's all we have seen in the creation thing. So in that, aham garbham dadami, I impregnate it. Tasmat sarva bhutanam sambhava. Thereby, all the beings, elements and elementals, everything is created. Tato bhavati bharata. Sarvayonishu kamteya murtaya ya sambhavanti. Ya sambhavanti. Ya murtaya sambhavanti. The different forms that are come, that appear. Sarvayonishu, in all the different Deva, Pitru, Manushya, Pashwadi, Sarva Yonishu, whether it's a Devata, human being, gods, trees, animals, insects, the whole universe, everything, Tasam Brahma Mahad-yoni, Aham Bija Pradapida. For those things, Brahma, Mahad Brahma Yoni, is the Prakriti, is the Aham Bija Pradapita. I am the one inseminate. An example. I am the one who gives the seed. In a sense, in my presence, the truth, in my presence, the Prakriti appears to be in so many different ways. The creation appears. For elaborately of that stuff, go to the Toda classes, creation chapter. Okay? This is what I give it. So this is more like at this moment you are seeing it, samashti. There is nothing other than Ishvara. The creation and creator are one and the same. There is no separation between the creation and the creator. Like dreamer and dream, one and the same. The creation and creator, one and the same. Person becomes one with me. In this, what happens? Gunas come, just refer it. We'll see in the afternoon, read it. Sattva rajastama iti guna prakriti sambhava nibadnanti mahavaho dehe dehinam abhyayam sattvam rajastama iti guna prakriti sambhava nibadnanti mahavaho dehe dehinam abhyayam. So in this creation, three gunas come into manifestation. Sattva, Rajas, Tamaiti. We'll see it in the afternoon. We'll see that. Sattva, Rajas, Tamaiti, three gunas. We see it in every manifestation in the universe. Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna. Prakriti Sambhava. It begins in the Prakriti. With Atma, Brahma, Nirguna. Prakriti guna. Are you getting that? Brahman is, yourself is Nirguna Parabrahma. Whereas these gunas are in Prakriti. And what happens? He Mahabhav Nivadnanti. Dehe. Dehinam Abhyayam Nivadnanti te gunaha. These gunas apparently as though tie down the Dehi in the Deha. Because of these gunas, the reality as though is tied down by the gunas and therefore with the body, mind and other things. Please understand. Long before even I am aware of myself and the gunas, already the bondage has started. That is why bondage is not your crime. So, why am I in bondage? Don't ask this is known as silly question. Why am I in bondage? You are already in bondage. Get out of the bondage. Not why am I in bondage. Bondage is already there. Why mosquitoes? Mosquitoes are there. Remove it. But people waste their time in finding out what is the cause of the bondage. Look, I am now tied. Shall I say, open it? Or shall I say, what metal? Which company? Which year production? Is it platinum or gold or the diamond? You are nuts. Really? Before we know, we are already in the trap. Already. And you are suffocated also. Lucky because of your naturally you being who you are, the absolute happiness, all that, you cannot accept bondage. That is why there is a resistance. Nobody likes bondage. Nobody. Bondage is natural. Listen carefully. Bondage is natural. Resistance to bondage also is natural. Nobody needs to teach you. You must, baby, you must always try to be happy. Is it necessary to teach? You must always try to be free. Is it necessary? Given a chance, everybody wants to be free. Everybody wants to be happy. Now you say, I don't know how to be happy, but I want to be happy. That natural search begins. Bondage is natural, effortless. And search for freedom also is natural. Which natural urge or which natural phenomenon I should respect? Search for the freedom I should respect. Why? If it's bondage is my nature, I will not be tired of it. Are you getting that? If bondage is my nature, pain is my nature, I will not be tired of it. More bondage, merrier. Isn't it? Why, what happened to you? So happy today? Very unhappy. That is why happy. Does it ever happen like that? Does anybody say that? Oh, I'm so unhappy these days, I don't want to get out of it. Anybody? Full of conflict. My life, so wonderful. Pinpricks all over. Does anybody speak that stupid language? Nobody. I want to get out of it. Why? I love freedom. Okay? So naturally it comes. Everybody wants to be free from it. So, as though you are tied down by the gunas, as though you are tied down. Now, how to be tied down, how to be free, we'll see in the afternoon. Same thing you have seen in the language of happiness. Now we shall see in the language of the guna. Not a new topic, but a new preparation. So far you have been eating idli. Tonight we'll see idiyappam. Okay? Close your eyes. Because you are always ready for bitter dinner, right? Okay, close your eyes. Afternoon we'll have a good dinner. Okay? Close your eyes. Ishvara. Thank you. See you in the afternoon, 4 o'clock.